Good morning, everyone. Welcome again. Today we will discuss theories of forgetting. Theories of forgetting can be difficult to test as we may in fact not forget but have trouble retrieving information from storage. Therefore, it is possible that these theories can explain why we are unable to retrieve our memory and why it is distorted. So, let us know and examine the main theories which have been advanced to explain forgetting. So, first theory is forgetting due to trace decay. Some psychologists think that it is due to fading of memory traces or decay that happens with lapse of time. Decay is what supposedly occur when the passage of time causes us to forget. The memory trace or engram fades, the memory is no longer available. The trace decay theory of forgetting states that all memories fade automatically as a function of time. Under this theory, you need to follow a certain pathway or trace to recall a memory. If this pathway goes unused for some amount of time, the memory decays, which leads to difficulty recalling or inability to recall the memory. Here is about rehearsal or mentally going over a memory can slow this process, but disuse of trace will lead to memory decay, which will ultimately cause retrieval failure. This process begins almost immediately if the information is not used. For example, sometimes we forget a person's name even though we have just met them. Here you can see elapsed of time, percentage of syllabus remembered. You can see in this figure. And if forgetting takes place because memory traces decay due to disuse, then people who go to sleep after memorizing should forget more compared to those who remain awake. Simply because there is no way in which memory traces can be put to use during sleep. Results, however, show just the opposite. Those who remain awake after memorizing working condition show greater forgetting than those who sleeping condition. Because trace decay theory did not explain forgetting educatedly, it is it was soon replaced by another theory of forgetting, which suggested that new information that enters the long term memory interferes with the recall of earlier memories. Therefore, interference is the main cause of forgetting. Here is now interference theory. If forgetting is not due to trace decay, then why does it take place? A theory of forgetting that has perhaps been the most influenced one is the interference theory, which suggests that forgetting is due to interference between various information that the memory store contains. This theory assumes that learning and memorizing involve forming of associations between the items and once acquired. These associations remain intact in the memory. People keep acquiring numerous such associations, each of these rest independently without any mutual conflict. Interference comes about at a time of retrieval when these various sets of association compete with each other for retrieval. This interference process will become clearer with the simple exercise. Request your friend to learn two separate lists of nonsense syllabus, list A and list B. List A and list B. After the another, after a while, ask her or him to recall the nonsense syllabus of list A. If while trying to recall the items of list A, she or he recalls some of the item of list B, it is because of association formed. While learning list B are interfering with the earlier association which were formed while learning list A. Here you can see this experiment designed for retroactive and proactive interference. There are at least two kinds of interferences that may result in forgetting. Interference can be proactive, which means what you have learned earlier. Retroactive interference and proactive interference. Proactive interference occurs when old memories hinder the ability to make new memories. In this type of interference, old information inhibits the ability to remember new information, such as when outdated scientific facts interfere with the ability to remember updated facts. This often occurs when memories are learned in similar context or regarding similar things, use us to forget things permanently. Retroactive interference occurs when the old memories are changed by the new ones, sometimes so much that the original memory is forgotten. This is when newly learned information interferes with the impairs the recall of previously learned information. The ability to recall previously learned information is greatly reduced if that information is not utilized and there is substantial new information being presented. This often occurs while hearing recent news figure, then trying to remember earlier facts and figures. Memory, then new memory. So this is a proactive interference and retroactive interference that we have discussed. Next theory is forgetting due to retrieval failure. Forgetting can occur not only because the memory traces have decayed over time, as suggested by the disuse theory, or because independent sets of stored association complete at the time of recall, as suggested by the interference theory, but also because at the time of recall, either the retrieval cues are absent, they are inappropriate. Retrieval cues are aids which helps us to in recovering information stored in memory. This view was advanced by Tulving and his associates, who carried out several experiments to show that contents of memory may become inaccessible either due to absence or inappropriateness of retrieval cues that are available employed at the time of recall. Here is again retrieval failure. Forgetting can result from failure to retrieve information from long-term memory. Here is external events, then all events go in a sensory memory, attention, short-term memory, long-term memory. Here is an arrow in short-term and long-term memory retrieval. Retrieval failure leads to forgetting. So it's forgetting also depend on cues. Retrieval cues. So these are some theories of forgetting we have discussed today. Next time we will move further. Thank you.